Hi guys, so this is an introduction to aural music, and this is the starting point of aural music. This is where I start ear training, and the basic starting point is to know the intervals of C major, and I call them the white note intervals because they are basically the intervals on the white notes of the piano. This test will be based on and only based on the range from middle C to the next C up, which is the octave. I don't move around on the piano at all. I just ask them in that range for the first test so that you get used to the sound of the intervals and your ear stays in the key that I'm asking that in. So very basically there are 7 intervals you have to know. There are 8 notes, but 7 intervals obviously. You do not have to know the quality, so you don't have to say it's a major second or major third or an augmented fourth. That comes later. So you have to know these intervals behind me. So there is middle C, C to D is a second, C to E a third, C to F a fourth, C to G a fifth, C to A a sixth, C to B a seventh, C to C an octave. And those are the answers. You don't have to give any more than that. Once you've heard the interval, you will say that. I will also play the intervals together. So they have a little clue in them when you play them together. So when you play a C and a D together, there's a dissonant aspect to it. C and E is a very harmonic aspect. It's a happy aspect. C and F and C and G both sound like early plain chant before the Baroque era, before the 1600s. They used to call it organum. It's got that type of sound. It's kind of a monk chanting sound. C to A is a major sixth and also very consonant sound, very pretty. C to B sounds horrible played together. It's an absolute dissonance because if you put that B next to that C, you've got a semitone difference, and that's basically what that interval is trying to express. And then you've got C to C, which is an octave. But the way to learn this is by trying to remember a little melody that goes with each interval. And remember that intervals are the building blocks of melody, so this helps a lot. There's another way of doing it. You can just go ba, and you hear ba da, and you go la da. You sing the major scale. So ba ba da, ba da da da, ba da da da, and then you get a major fourth. That doesn't always work. Some people cannot sing a major scale properly, and then in exam their ears are off, and in exam you can't sing out loud because there are other people in the room. And you try and sing a major scale in your head and it doesn't work out. So what I do is I have a melody with each of them. This one is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I will demonstrate now. This one is Oh When the Saints Go Marching In. This one is Here Comes the Bride. This one is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. This is Jan Pirovit, or My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean. 6th. 7th is, you always hear that this note wants to resolve to the C. And also the Superman theme has that in. So let me just demonstrate very quickly. So that's your root note or your tonic or your starting note of C major, right? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, a third. Oh, when the saints. Okay, next one. Here comes the bride. Okay, a 5th. Let me just make sure I got this right. A 5th. Twinkle, twinkle. All right. And then going up to a 6th, My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean, or Jan Pirovit, okay, and then the last one, la, la, where's that note when I go, la, da, da, dee, okay, and the last one, the octave is la, somewhere over the rainbow. Okay, so there's a little melody that goes with each. Listen very quickly to what they sound like. The second, what they sound like together. The second sounds like this. That's that interval there. It sounds quite dissonant. Okay. The third sounds consonant and very pretty. The 4th has this plain chant sound. Okay. The 5th, so the piano is the opposite way around. Also the plain chant sound. The 6th, very pretty. The 7th, not pretty at all, very dissonant. And the octave sounds very clear. Almost like there's no harmony in that. Okay, it sounds monophonic. Right, that's it guys. Good luck. You'll have to spend a fair amount of time behind the piano. Um, just listening. Everybody has a different response to this, and everybody has a different ear. And good luck.